What if I told you that what you're looking at right now is a very, very small culmination of actually just one player's work, one of 300 different bases and towns on one of the most unique Minecraft servers, period. That this is just one of hundreds of towns and bases built on a server that is far older than anything else you can find in Minecraft today. That this server, in fact, has been around, and the things that you are seeing now, well, not all of them, of course, plenty of things have been updated, but some of the stuff that is built right in front of your eyes has been around for almost 8 years, actually more than 8 years. That everything that you see has been built in survival in a vanilla styled server that anyone can apply and join and be a part of today. And by vanilla, I mean that you could literally come down here and place blocks, join and build yourself, place a jukebox, build yourself a storage system here, share resources at spawn. There is absolutely no limiting plugins when you join this server. So that raises a question. What does 44 days ago mean? It means 44 days until we hit 100,000 Minecraft days. That is what happens when you play for 8 years. So then that raises an even larger question. What do you do with a server that has had almost 300, actually I think more than 300 people that have left their mark, that have built towns, that have built bases that are larger than this? This is just spawn, and this isn't even close to the largest of the bases. This is our history museum, filled with various unique culture pieces from throughout the server's duration. This is just one of the smaller bases on the server. You can easily join and play on here today. So, in today's video, I'm going to give you a tour of some of the more unique places and bases on a server that is older than a good portion of the human population. Heck, I wonder what we're going to be doing in the double this time when it's actually able to legally drive, at least in the United States. So, today I want to show you a server that you will probably very scarcely, if ever, see anything like it again. This server is in fact so unique because for the duration of the entire 8 years, everything has remained the same world for that time. The things that I built when I founded the server over there 8 some years ago is still there. That anything that you build will be here for years to come. So, the question to ask yourself is, why play on Minecraft servers that will constantly refresh and delete the world when you have the opportunity to play on a server that does not do any of that? That any mark that you leave will be here indefinitely. That items that you could potentially craft today that may never be able to be crafted again. And exactly what do I mean by that? That means that the items that I have in my inventory that look impossible, that shouldn't be vanilla, that technically shouldn't even exist, at least in the current versions of Minecraft, were crafted years ago in versions that did. And items that are here today that you can craft may someday never be craftable. That gapples that I crafted in 1.8 are here now in 1.19. That my bow, which includes mending and infinity, exists in a version that it hasn't for years. That my armor that includes every protection possible that was crafted in 1.14.1 exists today that I'm wearing. That actually I've added enchantments to. When will you get another opportunity to have an impact so profound in something that has lasted so long? So in today's video, I'm going to give you that tour. And most notably, we'll start off with the fact that everything you see is in 1.19.1 is the current version of Minecraft that's available. We have almost 300 people, and we all have been working on expanding and systematically loading chunks so that we can have the newest and latest items brought to the homeland. As you can see, we have 10 people on the server at the time, and we have quite a number of people that are building and building supplies. So, as you can see, quite the number of people, quite the number of bases. I think someone's even got frogs. That's awesome. Building supplies for the PvP arena that we're working on, which is actually what's over there, the history museum we just finished. And I'll show you the shopping center. So some of the unique things about having such a unique server is that while everything is vanilla, we are successfully able to run shops that you could not in a standard public style server. Things like this, where I can just take an item and drop a diamond in there. Where I can go browse, look at things, and easily pick items that I want from my shop. I can visit other shops. I can buy armor. I can buy 1.14 god sets for 16 netherite blocks. I can buy regular god sets. I can buy almost every item in the game, and I can buy a beacon for 16 diamonds. So, the biggest question to now ask yourself is what happens with all the farms that we have? What is there left to do? What is there to do for yourself? Why should you play on the server? Well, unlike any of your typical classic survival servers, there is an entirely different style of gameplay that you have ever played before. And meanwhile, I'm going to fly around and just show you. Actually, I'll go to the nether while I'm talking. But there's an entirely different style of gameplay. Rather than having a very simple, build a couple farms, there is an entire economy that you can build on your own. You have the ability to create infrastructure on the server, create items and blocks and bases that you could not particularly find anywhere else. Take advantage of huge building projects and use countless farms to accelerate your building progress. This is one of these smaller buildings on Avience. This is just our nether hub, and the amount of bases that you can visit goes on and on and on. We have an extensive network of building resources. We have an extensive network of bases and highways and easy to access tools so that you can build a base in such a prestigious and unique area. And these are just one of so few and so far in between bases. Do not be afraid that you won't be able to find a spot to build. Everyone has enough space that they need. There is endless upon endless bases that are in construction. I think Defective and Unshameless are down here working on one of the biggest villager traders, I think in the history of the server. And the amount of cool things that can be had in bases. This is Communist Town, another one of the more smaller servers or smaller towns. Just the endless amount of buildings that you can build with systematic infrastructure that allows for automatic cobblestone collection, huge quarries, automatic machinery that enables you to expand your town at record rates, and a thriving economy that allows you to trade and buy for almost anything in the game. And this is just a portion of the server. Now, why should you join today? Why should you bother to partake in joining the server today when you could hold off? You could join later. Well, that's a good question. You see this tab list? Those Roman numerals next to people's names is the year in which they joined. Right now, we're technically in the 9th year of the server. Server is, of course, 8 years old, but we're in the process of that 9th year, going through that 9th year. People joining the server now will get access to that 9th year, and they will get to claim their number. Since I founded the server, I was here in that first year, so I have a 1. Unshameless has a 2. And other players have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There are just endless amounts of bases and things to do and explore. So, besides building, besides exploring, besides building your own base and becoming affluent and having influence over everyone else on the server, besides creating items and building farms that are scarce and few in between, or expanding a clan and creating a group of people that work together to create more infrastructure farther out and at different towns. Because while yes, there may be every farm or almost every farm in the game, there are so many more cool mechanics for you to create. Like, for example, we just got to 1.19, and there is a way to prevent the warding from spawning by just going through and building a warden's farm. There are clans that are thousands and thousands of blocks out that don't have easy access to some of the main machinery and farms that are available at spawn. So they build and update their own infrastructure in those areas and create some of the most coolest bases out there. Or another reason to join is to claim prime real estate near spawn. These last few chunks of available and open land that exists won't be here for long. Your ability to choose stuff that is within 1,000 blocks of spawn is slowly dwindling away. That these pristine, or relatively pristine, cliffsides are only going to be here for so long. Which, who would have ever thought blocked within 1,000 blocks of spawn would be considered pristine? The amount of farms here is pretty substantial, but that gives you easy access to shulker boxes, to XP farms, to cobblestone, to wood farms. The amount of history, traditions that you can find on this server is tremendous. Or immense, sorry. Tremendous would be another one. For example, we have years of Thanksgiving and Christmas traditions, and even Halloween traditions, that allow us to celebrate years upon years of an active and lively community base. This is the 2020 Thanksgiving Dining Hall, which every year we create and build a new one with the players active on the server. In 2020, we had, I believe, 50 different players come together and build one of the largest Thanksgiving halls available. And then we all sat down here and we built we had some of the best times that year. We were able to take some really cool screenshots, be a part of some of the greatest history in Minecraft. So, why not join? Why not claim yourself a chair upon next year's table? Why not be a part of snowball fights that also took place at spawn? Why not build yourself a base just on the shores of spawn? Why not build yourself snow castles and celebrate Christmas with a bunch of fellow players? This isn't some random survival server in which nobody knows anybody. This isn't a typical survival server that anybody can join. This is a server that everyone is whitelisted, everyone is known, and everyone gets to leave their mark. Everyone gets to celebrate a new year. Everyone gets access to some of the most strongest and powerful gold farms in existence. Why spend your time collecting wood to build your house when you could just do it yourself in a farm? Why spend the time to build everything from the ground up when you can play to such a higher level of Minecraft than anywhere else in any other server? Have the ability to build yourself bigger and better structures in survival Minecraft than you would be able to otherwise, with one of the most collaborative and strongest communities on one of the oldest servers in Minecraft, with land and buildings that go on for thousands and thousands of blocks in Minecraft, with cities and buildings like this one, which is almost 8 years old, that go on for thousands and thousands of blocks. So why not join? And this is just a peek of what's available on this server. There is thousands and thousands of farms and blocks and buildings that go on for literal miles. What I could show you today would just be a small sliver of what exists on this server. And all you've seen so far is maybe the work of 3 or 4, maybe 5 of those 300 so players that have left their mark. You don't have to go it alone. You can bring your friends. You can meet friends. You can do it yourself. But the mark that you leave will be here for years. Why even bother to play on servers that reset their maps when you could play on a server that has never reset its map? Play on a world that is so old, well, actually maybe double the years, you might actually be able to drive. So, join us on a server that is entirely vanilla, entirely survival, and entirely unique. Because I promise you, anything that you ever play on will have no similarity to what we have here.